All right, here we go. We're gonna react real quick because we don't want to hear Peter Schrager. I don't think you guys want to hear it, though. We do cover football, but this is the Heel of the Ring podcast here on the Playback and on X. Even though on X we could cover the NFL draft enough, but I wanted to ask your reaction on this delicious word salad. Do you?
We
My
got
goodness, I
nothing.
need.
We got nothing. I mean, we got something though. I will say he. I guess he basically said Did he say the original pitch was him to turn Cody heel, and then he was like, "Nah, we
Yes,
can't trust that." And then Cena took it, so that was interesting. Um,
he
but
said
it's
Triple H vetoed it. Said no, I think Cena is a better heel. Why don't we choose?
okay.
So he put this Cena heel turn. He put it on Triple H, which tells me if it bombs, it's all Triple H's fault. Because right now, people are not so happy that Cena, they're not feeling him as a heel. They want to cheer him. It's not connecting. Um, he's hearing the early results, the early comeuppance or the early critiques of John Cena. So he's kind of coming on Pat McAfee, blaming Triple H. If Dwayne the Rock Johnson's and he is an intelligent man to make a $1 billion empire out of $7, you're not an idiot. But if you're thinking you're trying to make a power struggle, which it's been conspiracy theories out there where it looks like he wants to kind of make Triple H's life impossible, to kind of remove him from creative out of WWE, take over with wrestling is not going to be good with Brian Gewirtz. And with him, he's a part timer. Where you see if there's a movie role, he's going to stop what he's doing, and go do a movie. How is that going to be in the hands of the WWE if you want to take H out, who lives, dies, eats, sleep, and breathes this shit with all along? Because with H goes, so does HBK, and then you're hurting NXT because there is, and also Heyman, because they're all loyal. I mean, I think Heyman's speech when he said, and he never addressed anything. He says, "I'll talk about Heyman afterwards." He didn't talk shit about Heyman. He went into talking about his movies and talking about some dude in some organized crime person in Hawaii. Who cares? I mean, you know what? Why he great. He's the Godfather of Hawaii, but he didn't do it reading the Bible. So why are we glazing him on national television about someone who did things that wasn't so great or so morally well? I'm not here to judge, but we wanted to, you didn't need to talk about that. I wanted to hear about the wrestling. That's great. His story. You could have done that for when the movie comes out. And when the movie's about to come out, you could talk about that story then. I didn't want to talk about it now with a movie that's in production. We know when shit goes in production, sometimes don't even get completed. They run out of money. They run out of different directions. Something happens. Who cares? Talk about what's going on with WrestleMania. Why over 120,000 people are disappointed with night number 2. You're not showing up. You said because you didn't want to make it about the story. You said it wasn't because you didn't want to take it away from Cody and John Cena. But you send Travis Scott. Now he sets his back. Oh, I didn't even know Travis Scott was going to be there. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because you gave the green light for Travis Scott to give that mouse and almost blow Cody's eardrum off. You said, yeah, because he asked, what should I? He goes, go ahead, do it. And he gave him that green light there because it was said on the media scrum, or it was said on an interview that Travis Scott said, what should I do? Can I get some action? He goes, go ahead. And Travis Scott hand slipped out, whatever he went into business for himself, whatever the case was. Of course, you knew you were in cahoots with Travis Scott. The fact that you're adding celebrities or Hollywood entertainment into the wrestling business, I don't think that's Triple H call. That's from you, TKO, you and Audio Marinio bringing in the movie theaters, the Netflix era. This guy in the front row, Travis Scott here, Jellyfish, Jelly Roll, a tuna fish, Fluffy, Marshmallow, all those actors and comedians and musicians, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Heathcliff and all that. It's because you're bringing them in, and you part of it, Rock. So you're the forefront. So don't go back and say that was Triple H. I didn't like the fact that he leaned back. He did who's next? Fat Joe to lean back. I mean, that's going to be the theme song for SummerSlam this coming up. Lean back, because that's what he's doing. He's leaning back, and I didn't appreciate that, throwing it on Triple H. Triple H is trying to book a show, trying to book a creative, tying in different storylines, making things make sense. When you're coming in on Bad Blood, did Triple H say, "Oh, I have a great idea, Dwayne. Come to Bad Blood and do 1, 2, 3 throw slash"? No, you happen to be in Atlanta for something in coincidence with WWE. You had to be part of the show. So if it's convenient where you're going to make your appearance, you're going to inject yourself to the WWE storyline, and creative have to do a Chinese fire drill and stop what they're doing too, because Rock is here, and how are we going to tie it into the story? That's what I got out of it. Because if
I agree.
Chris, Triple H didn't even go to the Hall of Fame. I mean, Rock didn't even go to the Hall of Fame to get Triple H inducted. This guy is making you money handle the fifth. Yes, you're in the top. You're on the board of directors. Triple H is making a story and connecting with the fans where they're spending money. They're willing to pay. And guess what? You're benefiting from that. They got out of the Vince McMahon regime. Now they put you ahead of the board. Why not support the man at the Hall of Fame going in there? Show up, because he's the one that's doing the labor, the hard work of all the bullshit, slings and arrows, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, collaborating with Shawn Michaels to make NXT make sense with the main roster. Because remember, when they were when Vince was ahead in charge, those storylines in NXT and the main roster didn't even coexist. They didn't even have the same names. They would change their names when they show up to the main roster. It's like they were whole different companies, different worlds. They coexist. You could see Monday Night Raw with Valkyria, with wrestling Stephanie Vecchia. I mean, Io Sky with Io Sky with Stephanie Vecchia, Julia, all and Roxanne. NXT integrating. We got tag team champions going to NXT, vice versa. You didn't see that with Vince McMahon before. So Triple H and Shawn Michaels are doing their thing where people are invested. They love the product. Why are you trying to make it difficult and make Triple H look like a fool where the fans are giving the slings and arrows, wanting him to call? And there's some post on X. Triple H should be out of head of creative. No, it's The Rock coming in and interfering. And I love The Rock. You know that. I had the People's Champion shirt. My guy. But when it comes to the WWE business right now, it's not working with him. Either you're in or you're out. Either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. You can't be half pregnant. Or like they say, you can't put your toes in the pool. Either get in the fucking pool or just stay back and sit on the lawn chair and like you said, on your couch and enjoy it. Don't tease us. Don't cock tease us when you coming in and then you leave us there, like Bully Ray's sausage party on the rooftop on the Palms with their dick in your hand.
No, well said. Well said. It's one of those things. It's very frustrating. I think we've all been seeing it for the last couple of months, especially since they hit the Netflix era. It's too much Hollywood. It's too much catering to the celebrities and catering to the, to those types when they're not really catering to us. And again, we're not saying here we're upset because, we don't get what we want with certain things. No, it's The Rock, whether he wants to say doesn't want to take a spot away from Cena or whatever. You were in the ring and you told the motherfucker when you went like this to turn heel, but you're not a part of it. You want to let the spotlight be on John Cena, but yet you're the reason why he's heel, and you can't come up and follow back on that. Are we ever gonna get a fucking follow up on that, or are you too busy talking about Hawaiian mafias? I mean, it is a little weird, and I'm a little mad because not Pat McAfee, The Rock kind of just wasted all of our afternoons with this shit because we wanted to hear, again, like Kev alluded to, we'll talk about Heyman in a second. We'll talk about this in a second. And then Ty Schmidt, I love you, dude. You are funny as fuck, but you asked the wrong question in the wrong time. Again, I when it comes to the booking, you guys have every right to criticize Triple H. That he's head of creative. Sure, it's his responsibility.
Correct.
But again, like Kev did say, when it comes to the business, these celebrities front row, all this other stuff that really does not have to do with the creative. And look, if you watched NXT Black and Gold, you know Triple H, some of this shit is just not his vision. It's not what he would do, in my opinion. And it falls back, Buddy, my best friend Ari, they hired you. And this is the last thing I'll say. They hired The Rock, in my opinion, because when this company bought WWE, to me, it's just a bunch of businessmen that don't give a fuck about the product. When you hire The Rock, he's one of the biggest. He's not one, if not the biggest star that company's ever had. So you bring in me thinking, oh shit, The Rock's the board of directors. Cool. That way, if Ari Emanuel and any of those other dudes at TKA want to try to pull some shady shit with like Triple H or anybody actually running the show, The Rock will be that guy to step in. Like, wait, listen, like kind of keep Ari Emanuel in line. And
Mm-hmm.
it seems like he's falling a line with Ari Emanuel
Mm-hmm.
instead of being, instead of aligning himself with the WWE and TKO, trying to benefit both. It seems like he's taking the side with TKO, and that's wrong because I thought they brought him in, like I said, to help with the to have a guy who knows the product, that knows the business, and have him make, have him ultimately make that decision. That's, you know, but again, it seems like he's on him and Ari Emanuel are trying to take it for themselves, and it's very
It seemed
disappointing.
like it. It seemed like it. They want to get everything out for it has to do with wrestling, with the way the business is ran. From at the end of the day, he's Triple H. He's Vince McMahon's son-in-law. Let's get him out with well, that doesn't work that way, brother.
And
Because
now
ain't no
Stephanie,
one.
and now, but apparently reports that Stephanie signed an undisclosed role with the company too. So like, what does she? And again, we don't know if that's true or not. That's just speculation. That's just what I've seen. But and she's doing a lot with ESPN, doing the show, doing shows with Dana. Like she's I wouldn't be surprised if she recently did sign an undisclosed role with TKO because she's doing a lot more stuff now than she
Mm-hmm.
has last year with the business. I mean, hell, she appeared the last two WrestleManias and talked about how this is a new era, this, and that. So I'm not surprised if Stephanie is on. But again, what's her? We don't know her role. We don't know, she's definitely out. There's definitely a shit ton of people above her. I don't know where her, if they are trying to take down Triple H, what the stuff. It's just weird. It's weird. Again, we're not saying that's what the, but just the like that sounded very like, again, it sounded like he was blaming all. You guys don't like WrestleMania night one? Okay, blame Triple H. No, motherfucker, you didn't show up. You didn't show up for the fucking build. You showed up for one pay per view and that's it. You let everyone down. You let everyone down this WrestleMania night two. Night two, you had fucking Travis Scott when everybody already had a problem with him because of what he did to Cody. And I'm not a Cody
Mm-hmm.
guy.
That's right.
I'm not a Cody guy, but you don't bring a fucking celebrity and have them do that to your world champion, the guy who's having your biggest match of the fucking year against the biggest star ever in this generation in John Cena. So the Rock's, and again, that is a Rock and TKO call, in my opinion. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very a lot of weird shit's going on with the WWE. They had a lot of weird. Again, I'm not talking about the product. I'm strictly talking about the business at this point. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with the business side.
No, you're right. A lot of stuff with the business, first and foremost, and we're seeing it. We're not even talking about it. We're seeing it with the in ring a little bit. No house shows. You're gonna get a lot of shit shows for the for your pay per views because there is no house show where they could see what the people hear, what the people think when they put ideas of some matches with some wrestlers going at it. Go through certain matches. Oh, wait a minute, we did this in the house show, it didn't work. Let's try this now. Oh, it was gold. All right, we could use it on the PLE where the millions are gonna watch around the world. No more house shows is going to hurt the wrestling ring product because TKO doesn't want to spend the money to rent these arenas and travel with the production. But Vince did. Vince had no problems going to town and making money, all that stuff. He didn't need to put fucking advertising all over the fucking mat. Every few seconds a commercial. He didn't need all the, yes, WrestleMania 1 was full of celebrities. Absolutely. From the who's who of New York City and around the world, Muhammad Ali, Billy Martin, you know it. You go back to WrestleMania 1, it was they had the celebrities going. And every WrestleMania you had it, but not every Monday night, every Friday. Oh, so and so here. It gets ridiculous because you know what telling us? Fuck the fans. We want this Hollywood elite, which is only about what 20,000 maybe Hollywood elite people there, or maybe even less in that community, and they don't give two aotas. They just want to see their name touted.
They want new fans.
Yeah,
They
I
want new
understand that.
fans. That's what it is. But my question is, why now? Why is everybody jumping on the WWE bandwagon now? Why now? Because they're on Netflix, and Netflix is this big shit, and all you celebrities want media deals, want licensing,
There
want
you go.
movies. Why now?
There you
Why
go.
weren't you on the bandwagon when Vince was still in charge? Why weren't you on the bandwagon and shit? I know I didn't like WWE. I was anti WWE when AEW first started, but I was still watching the product and supporting it. Where were you? Oh, but now they're on Netflix. Now you're seeing them on ESPN. Now you're seeing John Cena back, and now you want to be a part of it, just like Kai Cenat. So it benefits him to get John Cena on his fucking stream, or it
Exactly.
benefits any of these people to get somebody over there on their podcast. It's all bullshit.
Exactly. Because if it was about Hollywood want to be seen with the WWE, and you know it was because they want to get on Netflix. Because when WWE was doing movie productions, when they were doing terrible movie
Nobody
productions,
wanted to be a
nobody
part of it.
wanted to be part of it or show up. Only Holly Berry. That's it. I think the biggest celebrity they got was Holly Berry, I believe, in a movie. That's it. Everything
Yeah.
else, that's it. That's all. No one else wanted to be there, but they were producing movies. You could have been, if you really were talking about starving actors, because most of those B celebrities or that you see there with these shitty Netflix series or shows are all minor celebrities. You could have came to WWE back then when WWE Productions were making movies. But now, because it's TKO, and now, not only that, I'm going to be seen in WWE, Netflix. I'm going to be seen on ESPN for all the UFC fights. I'm going to be there,
And now
get
Pat
shit on,
Mac
bro.
and add it. I'm gonna be honest. Love Pat McAfee to death, and I've watched Pat McAfee show before they even got with ESPN. But he is a big reason why too, because his show, like when they do Pat McAfee live from Wrestle World every fucking year, and he's having all these people. I mean, he's a big part of it too because he is an outsider. Now, granted, he was there in NXT Black and Gold, got in the ring with Adam Cole. I respect McAfee. I can give him a little pass because he was in the Black and Gold era, in NXT, did a match with Adam Cole, and then build his way up. Has had matches. I can respect Pat McAfee, but the reason why I bring him up is because when you're on a show like ESPN where the fucking world watches, you're exposing a new audience. All the people that watch Pat McAfee shows are gym jocks at my local YMCA. Oh, did you see this? Dude, I'm at my local market, and I go every Friday, and there's Pat McAfee with Rhea, and then my guy that I go to the little Mexican stand to get tacos after them on Fridays after whatever, and he's like, "Yo, I know you do the wrestling shit. How do you see mommy up there with Pat McAfee?" I'm like, "Yeah." So let me ask you a question. When did you when? And he was like, "Oh well." Pat McAfee started bringing on all these wrestlers. And I thought, oh shit, like wrestling's kind of cool again. So I'm gonna watch WrestleMania, blah blah. So he's a big one that's getting into the pod or to the sports media fame people. And again, it's those people don't care about the product. Now I'm not talking about Pat, but even I love his boys, but even them for a while. When Pat first got in, they were like, "Oh, Pat, you're with WW." Like, "Oh, that shit's fake." Like they were clowning his own best friends on
Mm-hmm.
the show. Were
Mm-hmm.
clowning him, but now that Pat is where he is, and guess who produced Pat McAfee's big show in Pittsburgh? Who produced it? WWE.
Yep.
And it benefits the Pat McAfee show. I again love Pat to death. I watch a show every day. I'm still watching it right now, but he's also a big problem in that.
And there's nothing wrong with someone where you could use someone to elevate your status, but don't hurt the fans. Don't take a piss on us and say it's raining. To be honest, because seriously,
No, I know that's
all
just a funny analogy.
all the Rock has to do for the Hall of Fame, you couldn't do a Hall of Fame speech. Say, yo, for Triple H coming via satellite, dressed
Yeah,
up, even if you put on a monkey suit at home or in front of I'm pretty sure he has some beautiful background in
just get a
Hawaii.
shirt,
A
background, and put on your
beautiful,
underwear. Who cares?
a beautiful background in Hawaii with the mountains, whatever, recorded because he's done it before. A beautiful, and he records and tells Triple H how as an honor and a privilege to have wrestled, travel all across the country. Back then when we were wrestling in Sheboygan or in Oshkosh in those house shows, running up and down, share and selling out houses and all that stuff, and look where we are now and the way we entrust you with the creative. You're doing it for now,
Couldn't
all
even
that
do that.
bullshit, all that just 10 minutes, whatever. He likes to go long and all that stuff. And here's to you with a Terramana, push the Terramana as well. Here's a toast to you. And he couldn't even record that, man, for Triple H. Then
I
that's
agree 100%.
Dennis telling you, because he did record about Cody Rhodes
Yep.
and we're gonna and how much Mama Rose say hi and all that stuff and fuck your story, to talk profanity and which was great because that was part of the build in WrestleMania. But you could have done that for at least for the Hall of Fame and say, guys, you see I'm in Maui. You never know the final boss. John and Cody's gonna kill it. I'm gonna be in the weeds. I trust in my grand champion, the person that I picked to be my grand champion, who sold his soul to me, and he's gonna go bring your final boss that 17th title. Plain and simple. Now the fans know that he's not coming for WrestleMania. He's staying kind of out at the Hall of Fame. And if you missed the Hall of Fame like we did, shit, we heard the final, and they would have been trending. They would have been trending, and people would have been, oh shit, Final Boss said last night on the Hall of Fame that he's not coming. He trusts Cody to bring that. He trusts Cena to bring that 17. What happens if he doesn't bring the 17? Is there repercussions? There's a storyline coming out of it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Like, oh damn. So if Cena don't win, is The Rock going to turn on Cena? Are we getting Rock and Cena, and they're going to move a whole different direction? And then again, part 3 for his final year, or if Cena bought it, now what? But no, I'm not showing up. I'm not coming. I'll go. That's the thing that's what irks us as wrestling fans. That lack of respect for us who made you a billionaire where you sit at. Watching you, yes, we said Cena, we said Rocky died, Rocky sucks, but then you turn it around and we adored you, we loved you, we put you in a Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Some of us remember that it wasn't Mario Emanuel when you only had $7 to your name. Mario Emanuel never came there to tag or give you anything. It was your hard work and our money that got you those billions of dollars there. Us, the fans that went and bought the t-shirts, went and bought and fell in love with the pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, smackdown laying Rock. Remember that. Don't forget that. Just don't forget that. We're not saying that you have to book the shows to our liking 100% because we're never going to get a perfect book show. But please make sense. If you're going to be part of the storyline, make it. If you're not going to make it, a video vignette goes well as per, they're the final boss. And you know what gets heat? You're such a final boss that you didn't even show up. So when you do show up because you gave us a video, oh, damn, he's actually really here. Oh, but not showing up, no call, no show. You're like, shit. You're going to be like, who cares? Next time you show up, people ain't going to give a shit. And then like, you know what? And it's going to reflect on ratings. When they're going to promote the shit, The Rock is making an appearance. People are going to say, who gives a shit? For what? You got to that level, and it's sad. We don't want you to go to that level. We don't want you to go away heat. We want when you show up, like, damn, it's a must watch, must see, but you're losing credibility on the must watch, must see when you show us you didn't give a shit. Yeah, you could have said, you know what? I understand it's Easter Sunday. You want to be with your daughters, egg hunting and scavenger hunting with eggs and all that stuff. I understand eggs is very expensive. You don't want to waste on eggs, even for a billionaire like you. But still, you got to give us a reason. Just don't leave loose ends. That's all we ask. Please don't leave us loose ends on the biggest show of your whole entire wrestling history, WrestleMania. That's all, Chris. That's all I got to say with that, man.
Nope. I agree. I agree. Well said. I said what I had to say too. It was very, very disappointing.
Yeah, with that said, guys, join us tonight. 7:30 we'll be on for NXT live from Las Vegas. We got some it's gonna be Roxanne Perez versus Stephanie Becerra for the NXT women's title. And of course, we have the tag team titles being defended with Lyra Valkyria. Not Lyra Valkyria, with Liv and Raquel, 4-time champions, taking on Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. So we'll be back on later on tonight. We appreciate everyone for the Pat McAfee show, letting us come in unexpected, but we had to come in because it was The Rock, and we'll see you next time. Yeet.